Our second semi-final, our best of 5. It's TUTUTUH versus TIMBO. Chat, let us know who you think is going all the way and winning this one and qualifying for the Europe Cup. But for now, for the last time today, we're going to our matchup with Sam and Say. Let's go, fellas. It's time.
Here we go. And as we reflect on the final match of our first weekend of EU prelims, will there be enough damage to be all for one and one for all for our last French musketeer to get his way through to that Europe Cup? TUTUTUH versus TIMBO. Pre-banning out Julian and Vanessa already, Say.
Yeah, definitely that Julian. We have seen it being used today quite some by the different participants. Definitely a unit that has been very strong. TUTUTUH picking up that more. Definitely a unit that TIMBO likes to go for. TIMBO, Haygang, Cigar, your typical picks. Are you going to go for that, or are you going for a slightly different strategy? Definitely goes for that Haygang and Cigar.
I mean, we saw how much work it was doing in the last semi-final, so I think, again, Haygang might be heavily contested if TUTUTUH's been, or is prepared and ready for that. He's taking a little bit more of his time now to figure out what he's going to answer with. I mean, let's see. Bella, Raccoon.
Bella Raccoon, in previous matchup, TUTUTUH has shown to go for more of an AoE CC kind of route, but he also has the potential of that single target damage route, which he's showing here. But he also, it's because of that Raccoon, he's also somewhat of a bruiser-ish match. TIMBO definitely will go for more of those bruiser style units in there. Would you go similar styles at what he did to Obabo? Because he played a Bella before with that Raccoon, with all of those reflex. This case goes for Camilla. And once again goes for that reflect damage unit, which is the Wind Pure Vanilla Cookie.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, TIMBO probably should have prepared for a Bella, because any of the people he was going to be facing in this match today, if he got through, all had a Bella, Rax, a Barbo, or TUTUTUH, so I'm pretty sure he should be prepared against a Bella, as TUTUTUH looks to lock in an Ongyuki at the moment. Who is he going to follow it up with?
TUTUTUH is definitely showing a lot of damage potential. A unit that I would really like to see, a lot of people don't have it runed up anymore, a Dominic. A Dominic would have leveled the playing field on all of the units that TIMBO had shown right now. In this case, a Meowang. Definitely not bad, but the Meowang has struggles of hitting on that Camilla, has struggles of hitting on that Haygang. Potentially, TIMBO could say, I add another water unit to the level field, and therefore only Bella will be the main damage dealer out there. TIMBO, what do you give us? Chandra could be an option. Praha could be an option. Kinky, definitely a good option as well. Kinky is definitely signaling Onyuki is going to be banned. On the other side, you could ban out the sustain of that cookie, or removing that Kinky itself as well. Removing both double Onimushas here could be potentially.
Oh, both of them might be gone, but let's see. I mean, they are both gone, Say. Good call.
Yeah, definitely the dangerous units on the field. If one of the two was on the field and the other one was not, that would have definitely been the winning factor, and therefore both of them were banned.
Here we go then, so they're going to be selecting their leader skills, and we'll be kicking things off with the defense lead of Cigar and the speed lead for TUTUTUH. As we kick it off, the semi-finals, this is the last match of our Europe prelims this weekend, TIMBO versus TUTUTUH.
Yeah, and this match is definitely going to be on the match of like, okay, who can kill each other first? There's not too much damage side on the side of TIMBO, however, there's that reflect damage. And we have the potential of the Cigar. Camilla, pretty good damage as well.
Yeah, he got a reset on the Bella, which was good for TUTUTUH. Doing some good damage.
Yeah, resetting Bella is definitely nice, but on the other side, Bella has one of those units that every turn she takes, she has value because of that fast. So for that reason, being reset is nice, but it doesn't help as much. And we have a very lively looking unit on the side of TIMBO with that shield.
Yeah, here we go. He's looking for the reflect. Keep hitting my shields and it'll do some reflect damage from the pure vanilla. Bella procs out. You see a bit more reflect, but wasn't a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're gonna see a very similar match of what TIMBO did against Obabo. At some point there's so much reflect damage going left, right, center that it's just going to be difficult for the Raccoon to hit or to heal everything. Unless one of those units like the Meowang plus the Bella decides to instantly destroy a unit. That could be an option, but until then there's going to be a lot of that reflect damage. Chip damage left, chip damage right. We have that Camilla for the slows in there, for those potential stuns in there. It's very difficult for TIMBO or for TUTUTUH to actually get the damage in properly.
Exactly, he needs a gap, he needs an opening. Maybe the defense break, but there we are, pure vanilla.
Yeah, the pure vanilla cookie, definitely a unit not too many people have picked up. You don't see it on ladder all too much, but definitely after this SWC is going to be one of those units for the turn 2 players of saying like, wait, I can use something that cleanses, gives shields, and then does reflect on shields. Definitely a recommended unit, which we have seen here first from TIMBO, but also have shown it already at Gamescom at the All-Stars 2v2.
Oh, here we go then. I mean, especially for the... Is Europe setting some new metas here?
I think for the turn 2 definitely is showing some new metas. But in the end, this match is definitely not over yet. Bella definitely does have potential of actually getting anywhere. But there's just so much cleanses from that cookie going on. And every time you do a little bit of damage, we're gonna look at damage right now, but actually look at the damage that Bella does to herself. She doesn't do damage to the enemy, she does damage to herself. And that's just so detrimental that I think TUTUTUH is like, I have no clue what to play against it. I need a S2 procer S1 on armor break right now, and maybe I'll get anywhere. But that is not going to be the case.
Wow, it just seems like there's so much health on the side going for Timbo right now, and there we go. Defense break, bye-bye.
Yeah, defense break, bye-bye. Also, full heal. Also, I have more shields. Also, you needed a unit that could actually kill Camilla, and that one is off the battlefield as well. So slowly but surely, we're looking into a very favorable match for Timbo right here.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things as well, right? You get through to the semi-finals, you play in the game, you're going to be there strategically making sure that you've done everything right, and now he can just take the time to figure it out, work it all the way through. Do you think this is now time for TUTUTUH to think about what he's going to have to do next? Oh, maybe a chance?
Definitely maybe a chance, but that chance is going to be quickly gone. We have the Raccoon moving next, could actually boost up the Meowang. We will kill one unit off the field, definitely something that TUTUTUH needed to get back into this match. However, I still don't really see the potential of... Like, next is to kill that cookie, that's going to be very difficult. But after that, you have that uphill battle, which is called Camilla. And killing Camilla with a Meowang, that is going to be very difficult.
Especially when you're just getting reflected on the same for you as well, right?
Yeah, there's still reflex over there. Meowang can deal better with the reflex because in his skill 2 there's a built-in heal. So definitely he will take some damage, but he will also remove some damage. But the moment that the Meowang is glanced, he would always miss that critter. Camilla heals are pretty decent as well. So yeah, this is going to be a battle that probably goes down all the way to 60% attack up, 60% attack down, maybe even the 70s. But it is going to take quite a while, and at some point this Camilla is going to do so much damage and just kill off a unit off the field. However, the Meowang also has the potential to do that.
Yeah, Meihu Wang. Will it be the Meihu Wang versus Camilla show in this first set of our second semi-final? It's going to take a while, but stick with us.
Yeah, definitely we're going back and forth. We're looking at a 50-50 right now, so definitely the damage of the Camilla is going to juice up to 5Ks right now. With that procer skill 2, no speed damage on a little bit more, 6.5Ks, not enough damage. Can the Hey Gang seal the deal? Hey Gang seals the deal with that 1.4K, and that is the victory for Timbo.
Wow, again, kind of using what he used in the last match against Ababo and using it against TUTUTUH, and TUTUTUH didn't seem to have any of an answer there, Sid. Do you think now coming in, he's going to have to make some different pre-bans? I mean, the Julian is still scary, and it's going to be definitely present in Timbo's draft, I would say, this round.
Yeah, definitely. And what you could also see there is that TUTUTUH was so focused on his own match, he probably didn't even see the match of Ababo. Whereas Timbo had the option to actually fully watch the match of TUTUTUH because it was played after him. And that might have actually gave him the victory in that case of like a better preparation. But Timbo does still notice like, okay, that Bella is definitely dangerous and does respect the ban on that one. However, on the other side, we have that Hey Gang that's highly contested by both players as well.
Exactly, it's been very highly contested the whole of this day of prelims, and we've got Vanessa picked in by Timbo.
TUTUTUH going with a Shizuka Ongyuki, somewhat of a strategy we haven't seen too much. The Ongyuki isn't at its strongest point at the moment, but definitely a comfortable pick from TUTUTUH. But I also definitely do think that Timbo has answers to that. For example, a Julian and a Cigar.
Yeah, there we go. We see the Julian pre-banned in the first set, but obviously going to come back for the second set. How do you think TUTUTUH might respond to these?
I think a Raccoon definitely would fit, but you also have to go for some more single target damage. He does have the Gianna in his repertoire, but the Gianna might be counted out by other units.
Oh?
We actually see a Rocky. Rocky skill 3 has multi-hits potential to snipe that Julian. But this is going to be the biggest of mind games of the ban, because Rocky might be banned, but in that case that Rocky is banned, you have to ban the Julian. But therefore, do you ban the Julian or not?
Oh, look at this mind games as we go into the second set, and Timbo looking to pick up a Sekhmet here. And
Timbo,
yeah,
not
like you said.
Timbo not signaling too much damage potential, except that Julian adds in a Manananan for the damage potential. Never seen that unit on SWC so far. I think in all regions any year. Could be wrong in that, but definitely a unit not picked up too many times, but also has a lot of damage and that reset. However, is that going to be enough?
Wow,
TUTUTUH,
so
how
there
do
we
you
go.
respond?
We can add that to the 55 different picks that we've had at Europe prelims over this weekend. We're now at least at 60-something, I would say, with the Raki, the Mananan.
Yeah, exactly, those units in there. And we have a Vertihill on the other side. We have seen the Vertihill before from Neff. Definitely did work out very well for the cycling. On the other hand, what do you ban right now? I would say the Raki and the Julian ban. Kinda you have to go for both of them. But do the players actually respect those?
No.
Neither. Interestingly enough, I do have to give the favorable thing to Timbo in this case, because he can reset that Raki. However, Shizuka can bring back the Raki and then do some work on that as well. On the other hand, we have that Oblivion.
Yeah.
Such a strong potential in this whole match, where we kick it off with Timbo and TUTUTUH.
Here we go, Sekhmet. Does she manage to get her skill? She gets the cool time.
She definitely does get the cooldown, was very much needed, starting to chip some damage on that banana down. Vertihill, do you go for counters? Doesn't go for counters, but it's also not being pushed back.
Could there be a proc on this one, safe if the Oblivions land?
There is Oblivion. Could we get a proc on the other side to get rid of the Oblivion? We do get that one, however. Oh, that is huge for Timbo.
That is huge. Now he's fully cleansed. He's back to how he normally is. And Mananan coming in now with all of his skills available. Second skill gets the cool time on that Tazarion.
Also gets the cooldown, also gets that proc. That's a lot of damage. Dots flying around left, right, and center because of that Manananan. But we have the Sekhmet skill 2 coming in right now. How many armor breaks are we going to land? We see 2 armor breaks, and we see glancing on that Vertihill as well. Missing that Oblivion, that is so crucial for Timbo to not have that Oblivion on your Julian on the other side. TUTUTUH, too bad. That unit just doesn't want to seem to work today.
Exactly, we were saying, I was seeing before actually, the speed on Julian on Timbo's account is crazy. So he was definitely going to take a turn, and now you can see him depleting away against Shizuka and Verd. Wow, what a 2-0.
Yeah, this was a very quick match. Could have been very differently if that armor or that Oblivion would have stuck to that Julian, but in this case we have the victory for Timbo with the 2-0.
Wow, 2-0, and we're already into potentially a decisive set here in the last match of our EU preliminaries on the first weekend. Do you think that TUTUTUH has to get rid of that Julian again? Or was his answers good enough, but it got blocked out and things happened to him?
Yeah, the difficult thing is the way that Neff played into the Julian was simply a lot of pushbacks. But the way that Timbo plays with all of those other passive units, with the shields, with the reflex, it doesn't work against Timbo. So in this case, TUTUTUH has to find a different dynamic, or just simply say, I'm gonna ban that one out and work from there.
Wow, no, so we get a Vanessa and a Cigar ban here instead, say.
Very interesting to see a Cigar ban. That's definitely a unit that Timbo picks up all the time. However, is that the biggest of issues? Because I definitely do think TUTUTUH can easily outspeed Timbo, because Timbo plays in general at somewhat of a lower speed. So if you go for that if you go for those AoE CC units, you're gonna get Heigang. You have to keep that in mind. But I think he could have outsped the Cigar. In this case, Heigang plus Julian is pretty much a simple pickup.
Wow, Heigang straight away. Being very contested again, but seems like Timbo always manages to get it through during these sets. Here we go then. He's got 10 seconds. Will he go for his Julian, or will he decide to go somewhere else?
Sekhmet also definitely an option if he wants to be somewhat on the speed contesting. Goes for a slightly bruiser style. Once again, Raccoon kind of always fits every draft. And TUTUTUH is definitely fighting a match right now against a lot of passives. And TUTUTUH knows that, and therefore, what do you decide to go for? Goes for the Praha plus the Bella.
Wow, Praha and Bella coming out again. Timbo should know how to face Bella, since every single opponent that he could have had would have had that unit. And he's going to be thinking now, do you think he goes back to his reliant Wind Pure Vanilla cookie?
He could go for the cookie right now. The only difference on the other side is right now, there's a lot more healing. The Praha healing is so much more healing than that the Raccoon did in previous matches. So it's slightly more difficult to fit in here. But going for Camilla plus Julian here would definitely fit. Also an Alexander, which is slightly of an early pick, I would say.
Yeah, it is one of his signature units, Timbo. I actually know personally that it's his favourite monster in the game as well, so managing to use it at the highest level in an SWC always feels nice for you. Partnering it with that Camilla, and TUTUTUH looking to see now if he can bring a Chungpong.
Yeah, Chungpong, definitely an interesting unit. However, the Cigar is banned, but another unit that does very similar things to Cigar would be a Ganymede. And I think a Ganymede would be a very good fit here for TUTUTUH. However, he has to be careful because there's a lot of reflex, resist, because Alexander has it. But we have that Isis, and that cancels out all of the passives on the field. He's fighting 5 passives, most likely going to be the ban. On the other side, we're fighting something against counter pushback. So we have that Lucia on the field, also known as the Fire Pure Vanilla Cookie. I definitely expected Isis to be banned. On the other hand, you probably have to ban that 5th pick of that Pure Vanilla Cookie as well.
Wow, here we go. Some more units to add to our number. It keeps growing in the Europe prelims. Everyone is choosing monsters left, right, and center. The meta is growing in Europe, I could say. And we have a ban on Raccoon and Isis.
Pretty interesting to keep the cookie in. I think there's a lot of healing potential on the side of Timbo. There's not too much CC, but actually Camilla has CC. We have this pair, 2 potential units with that Alexandra and the Hey Gang. I think this is going to be a difficult battle for TUTUTUH.
Oh, we've seen it there. So it is the final, or potentially deciding set for Timbo versus TUTUTUH. More going first.
And we already see that cookie being on triple revenge, revenging. You did a little bit of damage, but the cookie every time says simply like, okay, you did a lot of healing, and that is actually so much damage from that Bella. I definitely do want to see those runes, those artifacts. That is an insane amount of damage. But on the other hand, that is also a lot of reflex going around. You can try to push back, but the cookie says, no, I can still heal that. So definitely, I think that's going to be difficult with that stunner on that Bella.
It is a stunner, but we can heal her back up. Take another turn, hopefully, for Chungpong to come in.
Yeah, Chungpong comes in with another turn. Has to switch targets because of those sleeps across the field right now. Kind of has to go left, right, and center on those damage things.
Oh!
Really like that. And another stunner on the Bella, which is huge. However, we also have that Camilla, skill 2. Another stunner, freeze potential, with a slow in there. That is just such high value for Timbo right here.
Yeah, he's landing everything that he kind of needs. Oh, proc out for Bella.
Proc out for Bella. We have armor breaks on that Alexandra. How much damage are you gonna do? How much damage are you gonna do on yourself? Actually decides to go for the Hey Gang. Did not want to have that much damage on himself. Nearly taking out that Hey Gang.
Here we go. You can see that it has already taken away a bit of its health in the red part. It's stun every time.
We have constant stunners, and I've been saying it. Adam asked me before, what are the runes to go for? It is these stunner runes. It's that Despair. The Hey Gang on Despair does so much value. Keeping that Bella at check. Like, okay, you want to take your turns. You procced out before, but you keep getting stunned. You have an AoE stun potential. Does it take more in this case? I took enough stuns before, but we have that freeze from the Camilla coming in next, though.
Wow, he's getting everything that he needs to control that Bella, right? The moment she takes another turn, the damage is going to come there, but let's try and prevent her as long as possible.
Yeah, definitely. In this case, the more decides not to go for skill 3 or skill 2, that's definitely the right choice, because the moment you strip anything and there were some shields on the enemy side, you would have cleansed all of those debuffs that you so well placed as well. In this case, you can do it because the only units that had it, but we have that counter on that cookie, the triple revenge, but that triple revenge is healing for what, 7-8Ks every time. We have that Alexandra still chipping in the damage. Do damage to the Alexandra? The Alexandra says, I have that reflect. But the Alexandra is gone off the field right now with so much damage of the Bella. But can Bella be out of the battlefield here as well? Freeze goes on. Ooh, with the proc on the freeze potential. The Pra is also stunned right now.
Wow, crazy stuff from Camilla coming out right there. And now as we go into Hey Gang, I think you take this Praha out, right?
Yeah, at the moment you take this Praha out, it's gone with the healing. Does so much damage on the Camilla. Once again, that freeze. And that will definitely seal that deal. We're not going to a best of 5 here. All the way probably, because I do not see how you're gonna get rid of this Camilla off this battlefield, because Camilla is just taking a unit left, right, and center, and that is going to be the victory for Timbo.
Timbo, as Camilla seals it. There we go, 3-0 for Timbo, straight through to the Europe Cup. We'll see you there.
Let's do 3 for 3. Timbo!
Oh!